Hi, there is one thing that I tell my students on repeat, especially the ones who are preparing for IELTS, writing and speaking. Okay, for reading and listening, it is more about practice. Of course, writing and speaking is also more about practice, but it is about the right practice. When you are working on your productive skills, it is important that when you produce an answer, at the same time you sound very confident. We'll start with speaking, okay? I've heard a lot of students giving an answer that sounds very memorized. They sound very confident, they're fluent, they know what they're talking about, at least that's what it sounds like. But when you put it in context with the question, it doesn't match all the time. So, for example, if the examiner asks, do you like tea or coffee? You need to first answer the question only. So, I might say that I like coffee. Tea is not something that I hate. I enjoy preparing a cup of tea, but I don't like taking tea. That's it. You don't have to go back into the history of how tea plantations started in India or how did people start taking tea. That goes off topic, and your examiner might think that you're only trying to add to the answer, you're only trying to say things. Okay? Uh, when we move to writing, I've seen a lot of students using words that does not make sense with the context in terms of what they're trying to write. For example, however, I've seen a lot of people do that. They use templates for writing task 2 especially, which has more weightage than task 1, and it does not sit in line with what they were trying to say. The previous sentence may be about the positives of a certain thing, and they end up writing however. The next sentence also talks about the positives of it. Your examiner knows that you do not know the meaning of the word however. This is when your examiner understands that you're not band 7, that you're around band 6, 5.5. I wouldn't even give it a 3 because you're not thinking when you're writing. You need to be very comfortable when you write. You need to write something that makes sense, even if it is the basic most language. And there is no such thing as good or bad idea. Anything can be good if it makes sense, if it answers the question asked and you don't digress. Okay? If you are looking for somebody who can help you achieve your target scores with the correct method, send me a line and we will start working on your journey of progress.